Okay.
Oh shit. Okay. Disclosure Day released June 12th, or aka June 11th. Today, Thursday, we watched it. PJ-13, distributor Universal, production companies Amblin and Universal. Reported $115 million budget. TBD on all the other stats, like opening weekend, opening day, domestic, international. Projected opening is 40 to 50 million domestic. Directed by Steven Spielberg. Screenplay by David Koepp, but story by Steven Spielberg. Not sure what that means. Director of photography, Janis Kaminski. Production designer, Adam Stockhausen.
The screenplay just means that he adapted it into a script form from like the original story that Spielberg had.
So he was like, this is my idea. Then he was like, okay, Daniel says this.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that guy fucked it up. Okay, go ahead.
No, I mean, it's definitely what Spielberg wanted it to be. It's very sci-fi. It's very, feels old-timey. Like, I just kept saying it felt choreographed. It was cheesy. Like, the action scenes were not necessary, or like, it just didn't feel cool until the end, like the last 15 minutes. Yeah, it was just it was a very classic Hollywood production, but at times I think it felt not believable. When basically every big stunt that happens, I felt like was not believable and not necessary. Continue.
First AD, Jeremy Marks. Second AD, Zachary Citarella. Yeah, I thought that the script was terrible. Everything brought me out of the movie. Every time. So, spoiler, Emily Blunt's character breaks into these weird, like, trust-inducing monologues where she, like, in an alien way, like, reads people's minds and hears their thoughts and, like, gets to their, like, most critical issue that they're dealing with in their life, and then gives them, like, the exact advice that they need. And as opposed to, like, acting like a regular person and being like, what the fuck, bitch? Like, how are you talking about all these things? They're like, okay, like, whatever you want, I'll just give it to you right now.
Everybody's, like, stunned in silence. And they just...
And she's like, you know, you really need to call those cops. That's what she needs. She needs it. Go do it right now. And then they're like, okay, I'll go do it. Here's my keys and my wallet and everything that you need to prolong the movie further. It was just like, what are we doing? And the one cool thing, I think, throughout the whole movie, I didn't think that I fell asleep, to be honest. It was really, really bad and boring. But from what I saw, the coolest thing was Emily Blunt speaking different languages. She broke out into Korean, she broke out into Russian or Polish or whatever, very seamlessly.
Right.
I thought that showed great talent, or at least that she worked really hard to say those things. I thought that Daniel's character was unnecessary. Yeah, he stole all the videos. Also, I mean, maybe all the trailers and stuff were, like, pretty clear that it was an alien thing. Disclosure Day, I guess we should have got from the title that was the whole thing. But just, the movie was about them disclosing that aliens exist. And they did. It's not that cool of a story, though.
That's not what it was even about. Like, that's the last 10 minutes, which is cool. The whole thing is them just trying to be able to expose it, which is, like...
not cool.
Yeah, it's not cool. It's like... I don't know, like... I feel like they handled that conflict the first time it was talked about, and then it's like, now what? They're talking to the main FBI dude, and, like, it's not your decision to decide that, like, if humans can handle it or if they can't or whatever, and then he's, like, literally silent because he's been proven wrong, and then they just continue in the battle to, like, shut them down or whatever, which is so stupid. The main character, Daniel's so stupid. When Emily Blunt calls him the first time and she's like, don't go back to the house, like, they're gonna kill you, whatever you do, don't go back there. He hangs up the phone. He's like, oh, that was weird. Let me go right back to the house and check on Jane. And then he sees that shit's going down. Smart, run away, steal the car, right? You think that's what he's doing? You're running away from the house? Nope. running towards the house, running towards all the agents, steals the car to drive through all the agents to the house to pick up Jane, who's fine, who has been giving him away the whole time. It was just so like, why do I care? Why is this happening? Like, this is so illogical, and so therefore I don't care. And then he picks her up, drives the car through the living room, then reverses it to go back through the other end of the house. That whole scene was stupid and unnecessary, and I was just like, this is comical. Like, this is a joke. And then the same thing I felt like with the scene on the train where they're escaping the car and that whole thing.
It's unnecessary and not cool enough to like justify the scene.
Yeah.
And then also to your point, like the main antagonist, the FBI guy, he literally gives up at the very end, like the climax of the movie. He just sits down and all of his soldier dudes, FBI dudes, whatever, they just dip. They're like, go get a beer.
The one guy that's like, you're not going to stop her? He's like, what? He's the one guy that's conscious right now. He's like, are we all psycho? Like, we just spent 2 hours of everybody's time, 2 hours of content time, chasing down this girl to stop her from doing this, and we finally catch her, and it's like, all right.
And then to give the filmmakers credit, like the first 2 hours unnecessary, but that last 25 minutes or 15 minutes when they did expose all that stuff, and I think the dopest thing was seeing the news people like air each new video and seeing across the world them pick up the story from Kansas City, which I enjoyed that it was based in KC too. And the energy in that room, and just like witnessing that news anchor that they chose to single in on, that brunette and I think a red dress, and seeing her emotion, like witnessing all this stuff with seemingly the whole world, not even just Kansas City or America.
Right.
And of course they give that cheesy line, "You are not alone." I thought it would have been better if she said, "We are not alone." She's like, "If you're watching this, you are not alone."
Right.
Whatever. But yeah, even then, they still ended in a corny way. And then the alien, they bring out a full-blown, grown-size alien. All the other aliens were little kids, right? And then full-grown fucking alien, he goes over to Daniel. I thought he was going to kiss him. Gives him a weird fucking voice throat message, right? And then he goes over to Emily Blunt. And then you think that we're going to get to like the main reason why we should care about all this shit, besides just the existence of aliens. Like, are they going to be our friends? Are they going to be whatever? Like, what message do they have for us? And then they leave us on that cliffhanger. She says, listen, and the movie ends, and you're like, why did I waste 2.5 hours on this bullshit?
Also, earlier when we were looking at the small aliens on camera, they were like, are they kids? And somebody says, no, implying that they're adult size already. So then how do we now have this big alien? Oh, like this is, I mean, it's looked like a very old alien, to be
like
fair,
6'3".
but like significantly taller than every single other form of the species that we have seen. No explanation.
I thought it was a little weird too how everybody was so empathetic towards the aliens and the interrogation and all that shit. Like, they didn't even show it.
Right.
Like, what were we doing that was so bad, and why would everyone care like instantly?
Also, the first video that he shows Jane, he's like, what you're about to watch is like, this is the reason that I'm doing this, right? And it's the alien getting tortured, or like no anesthesia, like whatever, they're like experimenting on them or whatever. And as soon, the first screen that the alien lets out, and it's like they're injecting him or like cutting him or something, he's like, close the computer, like this is too much or whatever. And it's like, what? Is this America? Are we all familiar with the war crimes that we've committed and seen on camera? Like, you're telling me the 2 seconds of whatever he's seeing is too much? We saw it. It wasn't that crazy.
Look at what Knicks fans are doing to Spurs fans in fucking New York City.
And we're
right
all
now.
watching that shit. Or it's just like, I don't know.
You were saying that everything felt... Well, first of all, it felt like they were taking leaps, meaning like risks in the story and what they finally put on camera in the final edit, that were very like critical to the story being good, and also kind of like this was a movie of previous times where you were allowed to take those leaps because the technology wasn't there to back it, or there hadn't been 500 other Alien movies, already in existence at that point. So Spielberg coming out with E.T. and E.T. Phone Home, that was boop, 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 and so this seems like that thing in a different format, or at least a lot of that flair and a lot of that style into this 2026 movie, which just doesn't fit.
Yeah, it just felt juvenile in its storyline. The
animals, the aliens
AI
present
animals.
themselves as animals.
Yeah,
right.
because they're more like
to calm
easier, for humans to comprehend or whatever, to calm us.
And this idea that aliens are so, like, we're all just gonna love them, and like we should take care of them, and like
right,
this
that
like
been...
perfectionist kind of like idealist utopian kind of ideology, like that is so not the case.
That would have been so much more interesting. Start the movie with the last 15 minutes that we see of the world being exposed to it and their literal struggle, like just trying to get it on the air. That's interesting. And then show us the fallout. Like, right. Yeah, of course not everybody's going to be on board. Of course people are going to be out there like picket signing and like whatever, like kill the aliens or whatever. Like, of course it's going to cause a whole thing. And also they're on the brink of World War III, and this is like such an elemental thing, like the whole world, like an option for us to then now unify instead of going against each other. But it's not even like it's a war with the aliens, because I don't know what the fuck they want, and like all of these real interesting questions that would have been a good plot that we just don't get into. We spent the whole movie in an FBI chase, and we have that movie already. This was supposed to be an alien movie, and that when there were aliens it was cool, but it was just like that didn't happen a lot of the time. We got this corny British dude. Sorry, actor, I'm sorry, but it was corny. It felt like a Disney Plus show. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, I think that's a really correct assessment, and the far more interesting story is the fallout and the realness, like the ugliness of what would happen if people did find out that we are not alone and we're not the only like species with intelligent life, and we're basically like behind. They've been lying to us for 73 years and all this shit. Like, that's a lot of scary information that people would not handle very well. And like you said, there would be people picketing, rioting, whatever, like not welcoming the aliens, and then on the flip side there would be hella weird or just hella people that are really jazzed about the aliens showing up and being, welcoming, and that whole side of people is extremely intriguing as well. And like you said, why do we care about the chase? We don't. They just popped us into this world, and we're like, okay, aliens, okay, Daniel stole it, Coleman Domingo's leading, okay, and then we get to finally the nut of it, and we're like, oh, this is tight, and then like, cool, peace.
Yeah,
catch you never.
Over.
Because is there a sequel possibility? Like, what? Does Spielberg even do sequels? Like, what? It just feels so like, what are we doing? This guy made Saving Private Ryan. Like, what is? I don't know. I don't want to shit on it too much.
That's the thing. Like, I was thinking that, but he did make Saving Private Ryan. Like, I don't understand how this gets lost in translation. I thought this was going to be really cool, and I was disappointed. Those last 15 minutes were so dope, and that's what I thought the whole movie was going to, like, be. I thought that they were, like, somehow, like, possessed by aliens or something, because they both, like, don't remember the first 10 years of their life, or whatever. And then that's just never explained. They're like, yeah, that just happens when you get fucking abducted, I guess. Don't get an answer on that.
That's right.
Or an answer on why they were the only two chosen and what the whole point of that was. What's the point? Was the point for aliens to want to be exposed now, or what? Like, what was the plan? Why did we gift those gifts?
And why do they need to be exposed? Why should we care? Are we just literally like being humanitarians and they should not be like tortured? Right, is that the thing? They're being mistreated, which I get. Yeah, but to make a whole movie, like, I don't know, son. I also don't think that the world would reflect that sentiment. Like, I also don't think the whole world needs to know about aliens to stop alien misjustice. Like, that could have been a whole separate movie. Let's fix this and not expose this to the world, right? Right. Intergalactic, like, life rights. Basically, intergalactic fucking NATO. What is that? Yeah.
communication. I can't think of what those people are, but like embassy people.
Yeah, but that's all to like discuss human rights, NATO and
right, but like that's what I'm saying, that on an interplanetary level.
That's what I'm saying. Intergalactic life rights, because
right,
not human rights, right? Just life.
Yeah.
And that's what they would need to discuss. And even then, that is something interesting. And if they went to court and they were like arguing, kind of like what they did in Mickey 13, when they were discussing what they would do, and they had those whole scenes, and that was rad as fuck.
Yep.
And that brings us back to reality, right? Like, how are humans actually going to react? Why do we care? Like, can we see ourselves in these characters? Like, no. I don't empathize with the movement. And also, we're just like, we don't have any reason to really care about Emily Blunt's character, Daniel's character, Coleman Domingo. Like, nobody gives a fuck. Like,
totally.
What if, like we've been saying, if we started out with boom, they disclosed all this shit, and then we saw a little bit of the fallback, and then we saw what they did to get to this point, then we'd be like, oh man. And then also like, hey, these aliens are here to help us. Like, these aliens, their planet died, and you know, they need resources or whatever. Like, refugee, immigrant, all these things that tie us back to reality, that tie us back to our lives, that we could reflect, feel with these characters.
Transformers did this better.
Refugees, they're alien refugees.
They give us a reason to care about them, a reason to root for them, a reason as to why they have a relationship with the humans that they have relationships with. It all makes sense, and it's fucking dope, and it's cool, and it's cool action scenes, and it's good acting and everything. And this just missed the mark.
Michael Bay better than Spielberg. Just kidding.
I was gonna say something else before that. Damn it. But I mean, I think we said what we needed to say.
Yeah, I think it was good. I think this has been good.
Yeah.
Do we want to rate it?
I would give it like maybe 2 stars.
I think even 1.5. I didn't really like anything about it. 1.
The music was cool, good score. There were those couple shots at the very beginning when we first see like Wardex and stuff. Like the overview shots were pretty cool. Spielberg had this like camera light flare thing that he was doing the whole time. That was like cool at times, but when it started becoming noticeable, it's like I was trying to look for a purpose in that. Like, oh, maybe when it's the thing on screen, like there's an alien in the frame or like something, and like it just didn't mean anything. It just kept happening. 2 stars. Maybe 1.5.
I'm gonna give it 1. I think that like there's some cinematically like BN freaking shots in a major production. That's its saving grace. Like, I don't think that could be the case.
The last 10 minutes were so cool.
Right.
I don't want to write it off, you know?
Yeah.
So that gives it the 2 stars. But if it didn't have that last 15 minutes, if it just ended like, I don't know.
But then they threw it away with the way that they ended it too.
I know.
I'm gonna give it 1.5.
I'm going 2. And that's a review.
Love you guys. Like and subscribe.
Watch it and let us know.